Hi guys, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about the technique of tasting. What is it and how do we do it? Without further ado, let's get one open. So before we even taste it, we can start to make some judgments about it. Now, it poured with a little bit of carbonation. It's what I'd call a mid-gold. If it was darker, we might be expecting more tannins, and if it was lighter, we might be expecting a little bit more crisp or freshness. So we're expecting something middle of the road, and it has got a little haze to it. So no crazy floaty bits, but it looks pretty appetizing. Now the next thing we do, and this is the most important thing, is we smell it. Give it a little swirl to drive off the aromas and get your nose in there. Okay, so when we're talking about flavors, sometimes they can be quite hard to describe. So I normally start with 4 basic starting blocks. Is it fruity? Is it floral? Is it woody or spirituous? Or is it spicy or phenolic or maybe farmyardy? And from there, it's easier to build out. So we might recognize that it's fruity. What kind of fruit? Is it apple or pear, palm fruit? Is it tropical? Is it citrus? Is it berry? If it's floral, we might recognize that it's grassy. Now, is that fresh mown grass or is that dried hay? And from there we can build out even more. So we might recognize that it's fruity, we might recognize that it's apple, and then we think, okay, is it baked apple or is it fresh green apple? And if we want to sound like a critique, we can build out even more. So it's fruity, it's apple, it's baked apple. So we would say, or we would write, it's like grandma's special baked apple pie wafting through the kitchen on a Sunday afternoon. Now, the second element of smelling is actually the retronasal. So that first bit is the orinasal, so the nose, and the retronasal are our aroma sensors in the back of the mouth. So let's give that a go. I normally sort of sound like I'm choking, but what I'm actually doing is bringing some air over the liquid. So let me try that. And what that does is it actually helps to enhance the flavors. So if we are struggling to identify certain aspects, we can trap the aromas in the glass. I'm getting something. And then we can do the retronasal, bringing the air over the tongue, and that helps amplify those flavors. And then the final part of tasting is the actual tasting. So we'll take a little sip, we'll let it hold it in our mouth for a few seconds, we'll identify the level of sweetness, we'll identify the body and the complexity, and then when we let it wash down, we're left with the aftertaste. So, guys, hope that was useful. Wassail, to the next time.